My name is Milam, and this is my persuasive speech. The reasoning behind me picking animal testing is because I believe animal testing should come to an end because animals often have to go through very harsh cruelty, along with there being many alternative ways to go about conducting experiments rather than hurting our fuzzy buddies. People often think that animal testing is testing the final product on an animal rather than it actually being the ingredients that go into the animal's body through an injection, or they'll actually pick the ingredients up and just put them on the animal. There's various ways they go about conducting their experiment, but it's not the final product, it's the ingredients. Here are some before and after pictures of animal testing. And then here are some pictures during animal testing. The bottom one is actually a pig. It is awake, it's alive, it's under anesthesia, and it is hung with metal straps, and it is getting an experiment performed on it. The most common animals used in experiments, according to the Humane Society International, are mice, fish, rats, rabbits, guinea pigs, hamsters, farm animals, birds, cats, dogs, mini pigs, and non-human primates like monkeys. Often it is found that animals like rats, mice, are not obligated to be recorded in data. So that means each and every day there are animals not accounted for and are suffering in labs. Life during the experiment is very unfortunate. Animals that are being experimented on have no true form of communication besides their noise. For example, dogs will bark or show their teeth. Humans are able to announce their pain. They're able to communicate that they are suffering, they are hurting, they want to be done. They're able to call someone when they are in need. Animals do not have this luxury. They have to sit there and fight through this excruciating pain with no sense in the world. No scientists care, no one cares, because they're just getting paid to do their job. According to the Penn State Senator Vice President for Research, animals going through these experiments are given light anesthesia but can still feel the pain even though they are not able to move. Animals that are given too much anesthesia can die due to a drug-induced heart and respiratory depression. Life during the experiment, animals can often inhabit anxiety, loneliness, a loss of companionship due to the entire experimental process. Animals in these labs often have to watch or hear other animals suffering. This can include their parents, siblings, or babies. This is all according to the Humane Society of the United States. Which leads me to beg the question, how would you feel if someone took your child, your friend, your family member, and started to perform the worst excruciating pain in front of you? This would never happen. Normally, this would not happen to someone. If it did, you're able to run away or you're able to call. Often this would not happen to a human, but instead of finding an alternative way, people would rather find the easy way out. Life after the experiment can typically be an animal is killed, or in many cases, animals die before the results can even be concluded. We should stop animal testing to protect the innocent. Animals have to go through such harsh abuse during the experiment, even after the experiment, for one reason, just to die. During the experiment, it's over 50% died during the experiment, so nothing can be concluded. They just wasted their time. Although they are producing information for research, there are alternative methods. One is stem cell research. This can increase the understanding of how disease occurs, generate healthy cells to replace cells affected by disease, and test new drugs for safety and effectiveness. Alternative method 2 is 3D culture tissue. 3D culture tissue is a cultured environment that allows cells to grow and interact with surrounding extracellular framework in 3 dimensions. 3D cell cultures can be grown with or without supporting scaffolds. Two examples are hydrogels and inert matrix. The top one is hydrogels, and the bottom one is the inert. Lastly is clinical research involving people. This is completely voluntary. In a very short summary, it's an incentive, can be up for grabs like money for those who comply. Basically, I'll explain it further. If I were to walk into a building, Obviously, it's FDA like ran. It's very governmentally ran. Like there's nothing gonna fall through the cracks. Basically, you walk in, they're like, "Hey, I'm giving $1,000 a day for me to test this, test all these ingredients on you, test the product." Normally, they would have the product already made, and they would just test the final product on you. They would say, "Stay for 2 weeks. Every day we'll offer you $1,000." Some would get a placebo, and some would get the real one, and they would just see how it works. Basically, who doesn't love money? So really, it's time for the big switch. Companies, including Dove, Herbal Essence, even Bath and Body Works, along with not millions, I'm sorry, many other companies have switched to non-animal cruelty. Now it's just time for every other business to hop on this. If bigger million-dollar companies hopped on the big switch, I promise all the little companies would hop on the bandwagon, and it would just end the entire animal testing community. Thank you for listening to my persuasive speech.